Hey people, it is Friday, July the 16th, and it is 8:46 in the evening. And it is around 23 degrees Celsius. And I'm currently walking along Bloor Street between Dufferin and Ossington. And I'm heading east. And I thought I'd just take a walk along Bloor here, through some popular areas, including Koreatown up ahead and the Annex, in which there are many restaurants which are now open for indoor dining. As of today, Step 3 came into effect. And also, movie theaters are allowed to have people finally inside watching movies again. I believe at 50% capacity. That no longer operates as a movie theater, but it used to be a movie theater, which is what reminded me of that. And bars and nightclubs are also allowed to welcome back their patrons with capacity limits. So the city is more open than it's been in a very long time, about a year at least. Crossing Dovercourt Road.
Yeah, I was asking. And so what I'm just saying is that I'm listening, and it's like.
There was some restaurants, even though they're allowed to have indoor dining return, are choosing not to open up their indoor section as of yet. That's their choice. I'm sure there are a majority of others that have been waiting for this for quite a long time.
Not all of them.
I know exactly when you're walking along Hall. I remember last summer. Yeah. Oh, I love this.
It looks like the Rooster has gone out of business.
You know, you just get out. I know.
That's an unfortunate after effect of the restrictions. There are quite a few papered up restaurants that did not survive. And I'll talk over this loud music here at the Piston, which is open for business, as you can see. Lots of loud noises, but not a lot of people in there as of yet. I think a lot of people are still choosing to sit outside, even if they are allowed to sit inside. It is a nice evening, so it's not all that surprising. We'll see what happens on a rainy or other crappy weather type day. I'm sure people will be more inclined to go inside then. I myself have always been more of a indoor diner. I'm not really much for sitting out on patios. So I'll surely be sitting inside if I ever decide to go to a restaurant. Hello. Here we are coming up on Ossington Avenue. McDonald's has quite the reputation for being a spot where you can come across many an interesting character, putting it kindly. And this garbage can needs some changing.
Sorry, you going up?
Got some heavy metal here, or more like black metal by the sounds of it. Norwegian black metal. And we got something else across the street. It's definitely not Norwegian black metal. I think I prefer the Norwegian black metal over that. That's just me though.
That's hilarious.
It's just really good to see people inside enjoying a meal, sitting at a table.
But I only do that to buy. Here.
Things get a little quiet here for a few blocks as we pass Christie Pitts Park in terms of restaurants and bars and whatnot, but it picks up again past Christie Street when we enter Koreatown. There's Christie Pitts. What are they listening to? Sounds familiar. It sounds like 90s music. And here we are, coming up on Christie Street. And we're just coming into Koreatown.
You guys like set up on the
I am Italian. Like somewhere.
I am Italian.
Somewhere like.
Definitely fairly active.
And then later in the day, he's got a mergers and acquisitions to support. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone.
You know, perhaps we just go to the car.
Here are the gates leading onto this awesome stretch of Palmerston Boulevard. This is a beautiful residential street. And there are another set of gates down at College Street. I've done a video walking along Palmerston. I'd like to check that out. There's snakes and lattes. I don't see anyone inside there. That's where you can enjoy some beverages while you play board games. I wonder why they're not open. Hopefully they'll reopen. I just saw some graffiti on the construction hoarding of this development that said "Honest Eds for Life, F the condo developers." But I guess the person who wrote that graffiti doesn't know that these are not condos. These are rental apartments that are being built on the site of the former Honest Eds, including some that are rent geared to income. So that person comes away looking a little stupid who wrote that graffiti. But in any case, yeah, it is a bit of a bummer that Honest Eds had to go. And here we are at Bloor in Bathurst. So this is where we enter the Annex neighborhood. And there's another look up at the new development that replaced Honest Eds. So this is a very restaurant-heavy stretch of Bloor Street here in the Annex. I also jokingly refer to this as the sushi district because there are so many sushi restaurants along this part of Bloor Street. But unfortunately, my favorite one, Big Sushi, closed down before the pandemic. But it's still vacant, and the sign is still there, so every time I walk by, I can't help but remember.
It's always like on a Friday night. Dogs like that, they're so strong. So many, like, so hard waiting for all those tests.
Yeah, I know, and you're just kind of like going through that.
And here's Lee's Palace. This is a very popular local live music venue. And I guess they'll be back in business soon. I think some live shows are scheduled to begin resuming at various venues within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, my mom's the exact same way. She's like, I need to work. I don't work.
Pero hay que tener yo también, y en esas estamos.
It's a crafty coyote.
I know you know that. I know you know that.
And here's the Victory Pub. This relocated from Markham Street in the former Mervish Village, which has been temporarily sort of ripped up for the redevelopment of Honest Eds, but I believe Mervish Village will be rebuilt in a new form and fully pedestrianized Markham Street before was open to vehicular traffic, but it will be cut off to vehicular traffic with the new development. So that should be very interesting, and hopefully some new restaurants and bars will replace the old ones. There's L Furniture Warehouse. That's a very popular place. There are also locations on Queen and at Yonge near Dundas. And here's the Future Bakery. Although now I guess it's called the Future Bistro. It's always been the Future Bakery though, as long as I can remember. And they got quite the huge patio. And with their famous artwork. And this was the Brunswick House. Then it became a Rexall drug store. And then the Rexall went under, which is curious because the same thing happened, I just noticed recently, to a Rexall on Yonge Street. You don't expect to see Rexalls closing down. And there's the former Big Sushi. And here's BMV Books. They have another location down at Yonge and Dundas also. It's an awesome used bookstore. We're just about coming to the end of the main retail section of the annex. Bloor Street up ahead passes by the University of Toronto campus and takes on a more quiet nature with some historical buildings and some museums up ahead. And then beyond that, it transitions into the upscale shopping district known as the Mink Mile, where all the high-end retailers are located. Here's Spadina Avenue. And there's a CN Tower sighting. Now we're passing through the University of Toronto section here I mentioned earlier. And this is the former home of the infamous Rochdale College, which if you haven't heard of, I suggest Googling that, Rochdale College, Toronto, and you'll find all kinds of interesting information about why it's so infamous. I'll just say that it was established as a counterculture alternative to traditional university education in the late 1960s. With all kinds of idealistic, plans for a new utopian style of education, but suffice it to say, it didn't really turn out as they planned. And it ended in disaster. And here's the Bata Shoe Museum. That's right, there's a museum dedicated to the history of footwear.
Wait, how? iCarly's still, like they're older. They're still alive.
And you can see all the shoes. And then just crossing St. George Street. That's looking into the University of Toronto campus. And here's Varsity Stadium. This is the U of T's main athletic facility. And I think I will wrap up the video here with this awesome skyline view. And there's a game going on. So I hope you enjoyed the walk along Bloor Street. From just a bit west of Ossington through Koreatown and the Annex, and ending here with this game at Varsity Stadium. Leave a comment below if you enjoyed, and like and share, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my new merch store. You can also find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.